Welcome to Outlaw Woodworking. For the longest time, I've been using this $12 bandsaw blade, and it's worked really well. And that's the only reason I didn't change it. And the other day I noticed the bearing on this side it's too tight. So you can see it's actually rubbing on the blade right there, and this one's completely loose. And then also need to adjust the bearings down below. So a while back, when I first bought the bandsaw, I ordered two blades. I first ordered this $12 blade, and then I ordered this $150 Carbide blade. And this one's from Sterling Saw Blades, Diamond Saw Works. It's a 7-foot, half-inch, triple chip band. Anyway, this is supposed to be a really good blade. Model 187593, half-inch, 3 tooth per inch Carbide. Anyway, I recently when I saw that I needed to adjust this anyway, I thought this is the chance to change and try out this Carbide blade. Supposedly you'll never change back once you start using these, and if you take care of them, they'll last a long time. Anyway, I'll show you how I change the blade and how I adjust the bearings. Yeah, let's get started. First thing I do is pull out this. Next up, just pop this handle loose right here. You can pull out your little throat. Set that aside. Once you have your blade loose, slides right out the front. Set that one aside. Now, before I put the new blade on, I'm actually going to loosen up all my bearings. And you also have your thrust bearing in the back. And loosen up that. So you can see down below, we have a screw for the in and out for your two in and out bearings, the front bearings, and then you have another screw in the very back, right back there, that's for the thrust bearing on the lower portion. So what I do is I like to loosen all these up before I put my new blade in. That way I can adjust them properly when I put a new blade in. You can save these protective sleeves and put them on your old blade. Like, my old blade is still in pretty decent shape, so I'm going to save it for an emergency if I should ever need it again. So you figure out which direction this goes, and the blade's going to go down. The teeth are going to go down, so this is going to go in this way. Nice and carefully spin it around. Put it right in the track. Get it on the bottom wheel first. Bring it up. Spin the top wheel. And now she's on. If everything's loose, it will self-center. So now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this top bearing. Well, first I'll clamp it down. So now I got the tension back on. Now I'm going to look at this in and out bearing right here. And I want it behind the teeth. Just behind the teeth on the throat. So actually, that's a pretty good position right there. So I'm going to tighten that up right there. You want that thrust bearing just barely be touching the, yeah. First, what I like to do is check the square of the blade. And right now, it's off a little bit, so the bottom should come out a little bit. Let's see how And actually it probably is going to go the other way, so we're going to bring the top in a little bit. So the first thing I do is bring this thrust bearing back by adjusting the screw. It doesn't need much, right there is perfect. And that's pretty nice right there. Okay, now that we got both thrust bearings tight and right where we want, you really only want about a 1/2 inch of push. Doesn't need to be over tight. That's actually pretty good. 1/4 to 3/8, right around 3/8. Could tighten it a little bit. Okay. So the blade's tight. The 2 thrust bearings are out and positioned, lined up. Now we're going to do the guide bearings right here. And these are kind of some strange. So you spin these around. I like to put a piece of paper in between them. It doesn't need to be a lot. I'm going to fold this paper in half. Put it right in there. And then I'm going to do the same to the other side. So I'm going to put a piece of paper on this side and a piece of paper on this side. And once I got the, not too tight, but I'm just snugging them onto the paper. Then I'm going to lock this one down. So now we got both thrust bearings where we want. We got both guide bearings lined up where we want. Tighten everything up. So now we've got our, we've adjusted our thrust bearings on the top and the bottom. We've adjusted our 2 guide bearings, top and the bottom. We've adjusted our tension, so it's not too tight but not too loose. It's tracking right where we want. Now we're going to close it, and we're going to plug it in and give it a try. We've double checked that all of our nuts and bolts are tight. The bearings are where we want them. And let's fire it up. I like to run it for a few minutes and then check the tracking. And it's tracking right in the center. So let's get a piece of wood. Alright, let's see how this carbide blade works. I'm going to lower my fence down, my guide down a little bit. Doesn't need to be too much, but right there. Okay, let's give it a try. Very nice. There you go, 1 carbide bit installed, ready for action. Anyway, thank you for watching, and yeah, this is a 14-inch Grizzly. I was originally going to get a bigger one, but I found this one on Craigslist, and after getting it dialed in and putting a new blade on it, it's been working great. So very happy with it. And the Carbide, so far the Carbide blade seems pretty nice. I wouldn't say it's super, super fast, but it did cut really smooth and very nice cutting. Anyway, thank you for watching Outlaw Woodworking, and we will see you next time. Later.